Hey there, Wastelanders, and welcome back to War Games News Radio. My name's Ryan, and in this video, I'm going to be breaking down why a handful of folks in the Fallout Wasteland Warfare community, myself included, are speculating that there's a big batch of Fallout 76 content coming to the game in the very near future. And while taking the word of a stranger on YouTube talking to themselves on camera is usually something I would probably avoid, what if I told you that you've probably already seen some Fallout 76 content released for the game and you just don't even know it yet? But more on that in a minute. Because before I go into exactly why I think we're bound to see Fallout 76 make a bigger play very soon, we have to take a quick step back. For those of you who don't know, Fallout Wasteland Warfare is a tabletop adventure war game by Modiphius Entertainment set in the post-nuclear wasteland of the Fallout video game franchise. But with more than 2 decades worth of Fallout video games to draw from, fans have been hounding Modiphius for years to have their favorite characters, factions, and units make an appearance on the tabletop. Now, there are 2 Fallout fandoms that have been particularly vocal on the online forums and Facebook posts about what they would like to see get added to the game, and that's the New Vegas fans and, surprisingly enough, the Fallout 76 crowd. So far, the game is mostly focused on content from Fallout 4, but we did see the big New Vegas wave last year, and there is a confirmed Capital Wasteland Fallout 3 wave coming in 2023. But it's a recent Facebook post from Modiphius head of War Games John Webb that has Wastelanders like myself thinking that Fallout 76 is not far away on the Modiphius chopping block. So let's do some digging through the forums and take a look at some recently released 3D printable files from Modiphius that have some serious tie-ins to this love it or hate it entry into the Fallout franchise. In a post from August 2022 on the Fallout Wasteland Warfare Facebook page, John lays out a rough roadmap for what to expect in future waves, going as far as what looks like 2025 if my math lines up. He says the new waves will include Forged in Fire, which was just announced at the ModCon stream, which we were lucky enough to be a part of. So make sure you check out the replay of that for all the fun, fiery goodness coming in that wave, as well as the Capital Wasteland, which will focus on Fallout 3 for 2023. And then a bit of a surprise announcement that the Fallout 4 DLC of Nuka World will round out the year in 2023. As far as I can tell, this post is the first hard confirmation that we're going to be seeing Nuka World minis coming to the game. But what we have seen are a ton of 3D printable STL files that heavily feature Nuka World over the last few months. And while this Nuka World reveal is news enough on its own, John also hints at Wave 10 and 11, which is when I think we're going to start getting into Fallout 76 territory. In the post, John says the company is planning 24 boxes per year, that 3D sculpting for Wave 10 is, quote, well underway, and that Wave 11 is already in the planning stages. But he goes on to say that Wave 10 is, quote, a big one, and will likely bring an entire year's worth of new releases to the game all on its own. Now, so far, each new wave in the game has lasted about 6 months and has included 2 boxes of new minis per month. So to hear that one single wave is going to take up 24 boxes or one entire year's worth of content is huge. And with so much content coming in that one singular wave, it also kind of narrows down what Fallout game or era the company could be pulling from if the entire wave is going to be from one specific game or region. In the same post, John talks about how there's not a ton of resources Modiphius can pull from when looking at the older generation of Fallout games, particularly Fallout 1 and 2. He even goes so far as to flat out say that, quote, Fallout 1 and 2 are not the focus for Modiphius right now. So when looking at what games Modiphius hasn't touched yet that they could be using as inspiration for Wave 10, I think Fallout 76 is the most likely contender. Now, Fallout Tactics is not considered official canon by Bethesda, even though some parts of its lore do appear in other games. And Brotherhood of Steel is just a hot mess, so we're not even going to touch that one. So for me, that leaves Fallout 76 as the only game with enough source material to pull an entire year's worth of minis, terrains, expansions, and factions from. Plus, there is a lot to draw from in Fallout 76, from new factions and units with the Mole Miners, the Scorched, the Responders, the Free States, new Brotherhood of Steel, and who knows what else Bethesda is going to add to this game as it's currently a living document. There's also tons of cryptids and boss-level creatures that they could pull from, and who doesn't want to see the Mothman, a Mega Sloth, a Wendigo Colossus, a Flatwoods Monster, you name it, hit the tabletop. Wait, stop! What's that? That's gotta be hundreds of New Vegas fanboys and 76 haters clattering on keyboards across the universe telling me about how the game is a hot pile of garbage and we should focus on older games and Fallout New Vegas and... Listen, I hear you. Honestly, you might be right. John has said in previous posts that yes, New Vegas could and should probably be revisited at some point soon to add some of the many factions in that game into Wasteland Warfare. But he's also said not to count Fallout 76 out. It really just comes down to bandwidth for the company on what they can produce in any given year. But I gotta say, the smart money has got to be on Fallout 76, and not just because of this post. As mentioned, we've already seen some Fallout 76 exclusive content sneak its way into the game in the form of 3D printable STL files. First up, back in June, Modifius released a terrain pack of STL files on their Fallout Friday blog, which happened to include this weird, nasty looking printable piece here. While at first glance this could be any manner of wasteland fungus or mutated insect larva, keen-eyed users were quick to point out online that these are in fact Mothman eggs. Now, the Mothman is a cryptid in real-world West Virginia folklore, and in the Fallout universe, variants of this creature only appear in Fallout 76. This alone is a pretty definitive Easter egg. See what I did there? But if that weren't enough proof, how about 2 more proofs? In the July Fallout Friday releases, a smaller pack of 3D printable scatter terrain items included at least 3 Fallout 76 exclusive items. First off is the Mr. Fuzzy, which is a junk item found only in Fallout 76, along with the Sloth Toy, which again only appears in 76. And then the biggest tell of all might be this toy stash box, which anyone who's played 76 will know that stash boxes are pretty important and once again exclusive to this game. And then in August, a terrain pack featured a Brotherhood of Steel automated surface-to-air missile turret, which also only appears in Fallout 76. So between these game-exclusive 3D printable files and a year-long wave of releases coming up, I think it's safe to put your bottle caps on Fallout 76 coming to the tabletop in a big way sooner than later. And with Modifius releasing a ton of Nuka World STL files just months before announcing a full Nuka World wave, if this theory of mine does hold true, then it's possible that we could see this as a pattern going forward, and maybe we could read the tea leaves together and tell what waves we're going to see next based on 3D printable files. But that could all be a bunch of tinfoil hat-wearing nonsense, so time will have to tell. But what do you think? Am I reading too much into these STL files and Facebook posts, or is there something that I missed entirely and this has all gone way over my head? Let me know in the comments section what you think. If you agree, disagree, or if there's a different option that I didn't even think of. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, then hit that like button, subscribe, and make sure you turn on those notifications so you don't miss tabletop content coming from us on the regular. And if you really like what we do here at WGNR, then why not head on over to our Patreon page, where for as little as $3 Canadian, you can help us make more videos more often for you to enjoy. And of course, you get some nice kickbacks like double entry into future WGNR giveaways, access to polls which help us guide the content here on the channel, and you can even become a named character in a future WGNR video, not unlike this one. Thanks again, and stay tuned for more Fallout Wasteland Warfare content because, as always, WGNR will be back.